Manila Times, 13th of March 2024, India lays out standards for Chinese phone manufacturers. China has been flooding the Indian market with cheap phones infected with malware in an attempt to dominate and control it. Chinese analysts stated that the three requirements that the Indian government purportedly imposes on Chinese smartphone manufacturers doing business in India are not actions that a nation with a legal system or a market-oriented economy would do. According to India's Economic Times, the Indian government wants Chinese smartphone manufacturers to assign Indian citizens to oversee local plants' management and administration. New Delhi also requests that the firms designate Indian distributors to localize their distribution structure in India. Local media sources claim that Vivo will start substituting Indian distributors for its agents in select Indian states early next month. Chinese businesses must engage local contract manufacturers as the third condition. Oppo, Vivo, and Realme have reportedly begun, or are in the process of commencing, smartphone manufacturing with Indian contract manufacturers, according to a recent story published in the Economic Times. Chinese smartphone firms are transferring their production to local Indian enterprises, according to a source familiar with the Indian scenario who spoke to the Global Times. The source added, shifting distributors to Indian companies should also be true. According to a second industry analyst who spoke to Global Times about anonymity, Chinese smartphone manufacturers aim to establish India as a central hub for production and export to increase exports to nearby nations and preserve their competitive edge in international markets. The insider pointed out that this could be why the Indian government is optimistic that these Chinese businesses will abide by New Delhi's requests for so-called localization. Citing accusations of tax evasion and money laundering, the Indian government has started taking severe measures against Chinese smartphone manufacturers and putting many Chinese enterprises under pressure. According to the Business Standard, Indians were requested to be appointed to Chief Executive, Chief Operational, Chief Financial, and Chief Technical Officer roles in June by Chinese smartphone manufacturers. The Indian government's campaign against foreign enterprises, particularly Chinese ones, is a direct attempt to achieve localization, or, to put it another way, is the government's line of defense against Chinese espionage and espionage. According to Lin, this strategic approach will eventually improve the perception of the Modi government's dedication to economic development and India's economic openness.